right, you guys. Today was like a scary movie. I mean, I was like, oh my God. It was wild. I only traded two ticker symbols, AXON earnings and ARM earnings, but I traded ARM in two different accounts and I traded them completely different. And actually, all of them I blew like crazy. It was horrible. I think on AXON I was down $500 at one point. I'll go over it with you. But I ended up getting $425 today. I took a loss in one of my accounts on ARM for $52.97. I finally just walked away from it. I think I got greedy and I had done really well in the Roth in the morning trading ARM in preparation for earnings. And I'll show you the setup. It was a perfect setup. And this is another way that I like to trade earnings. If you don't want to trade them at the end of the day, I noticed this pattern that a lot of them form in the middle of the day. And so I'll show you that. Well, once I made the money on that pattern, I got a little cocky and went over to my day trading account. And then I have more money in that account, or I have margin so I can use more money. So I started trading a little higher share size and then I lost it. The spreads were really high today on ARM and on AXON. There was one point on AXON, I was down, I think it said $568 in my Roth IRA right at the end of the day, right when earnings hit. And I'll show you. And I just went, okay. And I've told you guys, you have to trade earnings that you don't mind owning the shares. So I'd done my research. I didn't even know what AXON was. I did my research. I said, that's fine. It's 25 shares. If I own it for a week or two, whatever. It's the Roth IRA. I got the cash in there. So I don't want to own it if it's in my day trading account. I don't mind a Roth IRA. I want my day trading account money freed up. So there was one point it was down like $568 and I literally was thinking, oh my God. So I switched to the day trading account and moved over to the screen where my day trading account was going with ARM and traded that. And I was at a big loss over there earlier and I pulled out of that. And then I noticed AXON on a screen up high. I had it on a little chart and I noticed it all of a sudden popped up and I thought, oh, I just want to get out of that. So I ran over to the Roth IRA. I saw it shoot up and I thought I was at about break even and I just hit sell and I look over and I had $130. So you guys, when I show you this, there was zero skill involved. Zero skill. This was pure luck. And I managed to get out with some profit. Okay, $425. I'll take you into the ninja trade because I know some of you have told me that you trade futures and I trade Bob Anderson's strategy and he's on YouTube and he was actually doing a live this morning. So it was actually a trade that the whole group kind of caught and I caught it there. So I'll show you all that. Okay, I hope you guys all did really good in earnings. So on Ninja Trader, you'll notice here at the top is the cash value of my cash account. So this is a live account. I started the year with $1,500. I only take about one trade a month, or I was only taking one trade a month. I'm going to start taking more trades in this account. I'm starting to get a little more used to this style of trading. And this is Bob Anderson on YouTube, and it's Futures Trading Journey of Robert Anderson. If any of you are not familiar with that and you want to understand what all these lines are, it's incredible. Everyone that trades with him, most everyone is doing phenomenal, passing their combines and just great. They're getting payouts. So today was YM. And this is the opening range box right here that you see that I've highlighted right here. So this is the first 15 minutes of the open. And this is the YM. Now, I'll be honest with you, I didn't realize I was on the YM. I thought I was down here on the MYM. So that would have been much smaller money being traded. So once I jumped in the trade, I was a little scared because it was a lot of money. So you'll notice I moved my stops. I'll show you that I moved my stops and got out pretty quick, but I ended up doing right here is the gross is $146. And then after commissions, it was $134.68. I took another trade on the NQ, which was a small portion of this, but the majority of that was right here. So I'll show you what happened in this style of trading. We've got the top of this box and price came out of the top and it was coming down and kind of bouncing off the top of this box. But right here, you'll notice that we came up through the box and past these two pivots, these two highs, and we broke through them. We created a new high here and then came down. So what happened is we come through the box and we create this space right here, and it goes high enough to get through those two pivots, comes down, and usually what'll happen is it just goes right back up once we've uh, broke through those two pivots and created a new high. So you can usually put a stop right here, hoping that it'll get right here. And usually another one I would do just beyond it. However, I didn't realize I was on the mini contracts and not micro. So I got a little freaked out because it is my live account and I haven't traded much in the live account. So my entry was right here. And the thing that I wanted to do was get in right past this green candle, just past it. And I did, right just about one tick past. And then I ended up moving my stop. I mean, that's how much money there is in the YM, just this little bit of movement. I should have originally, if I was in the MYM, I probably would have taken it right up to here. But I moved my stops up and just got out right here. Now, I probably shouldn't have done that. It came down right here and moved right back up, and it never broke through this gold line here. This is the 9 EMA. It would have been easy just to hold this straight up. And as I get better at this and more confident, I know that I'll be able to handle these trades better. But just the fact that I took this was a lot for me. So hoping one day that this becomes how comfortable I am now trading large caps. My hands don't sweat, none of that. Well, my heart races still. So, okay, let's go check out those earnings. It was really good. So let's go check that out. So on ARM, after I was done over trading on NinjaTrader, I came over here and I realized I wanted to trade ARM a little differently for earnings. And I decided to trade it earlier in the day. Because I'm not used to ARM, I've never traded it before, at least that I can remember. But again, I did my research. I don't mind owning it. So I was trading it here in the Roth IRA. I noticed that a lot of these stocks, well, look what happens. So this was the open right here. It was running really high. This was high all day, all pre-market. It was running real high. And so right in this area right here. So what it did was, if you look over here on the 15-minute chart, it came down right at pre-market. It had been running up high, came down, and then comes up right at that first candle and then dumps down for about a half hour. Well, there's a lot going on in that time, but it ends up coming down here. And right at 7:30 my time, which is an hour after the market opened, I was watching and waiting for it to kind of hit a bottom and to start retracing back up. And I've noticed that a lot of them will do this, that people get excited. They'll sometimes go up right here, then they come down. Another batch of people must get in and it goes up again. And then it comes down and eventually it'll start retracing all the way back up. And I don't know if it's because people are getting excited for earnings or what. So I was actually waiting for this right here. When I saw these 4 candles sit here, and then it starts coming up with pretty tall candles. I mean, those were good sized candles. They're probably $1 or $2 each, about $1 each. It comes up here, it pulls back, and again, kind of baselines right here. So I get in at 224.09. I started with just 25 shares because here was my plan, what I've seen happen here. And I had marked some levels up here in a minute. I'll show you. So my plan is I get in here. If it runs way up here and pulls back to a certain level, which I've pre-marked some levels that I felt were support and resistance, if it runs up, pulls back to a level of support, I'll double down and hopefully ride it back up. But I don't want to use up all my buying power. I'm in the Roth. I only have so much money in the Roth that I can trade. There's no margin. I can't short. So because I don't want to use up all my buying power, because I don't know what it's going to do, we don't have a crystal ball. I take 25 shares here and I wrote it up. The problem is it got up to about in this area, and I was hoping it would come down to about here and I would double down. I wanted it to retrace by 50% where I double down and then keep riding it up. Well, it didn't. It didn't pull back. It just went across basically. And so I kept waiting. And then I waited so long, it started going up. Now I'm kind of pissed off at myself because now I feel like I got greedy. Like I just didn't want to wait. I was getting too greedy. I wanted to wait for a good pullback. I wanted it to go on sale, like any woman. We want that shit to go on sale. Well, it didn't go on sale. So it goes up. And so then I'm like, oh, damn it, I'm going to have to chase it. Well, look how far it keeps going. And I'm stubborn and I just keep waiting for it to come down. So I think about up here, I was at about $300 and I started marking these levels out and I had made some decisions with each of these levels.
You'll notice here, it kind of baselined right here and found support. And then I forgot why I marked, oh, this level was going to be my fully get out. If it gets down to 131.92, I was just going to bail, figuring that it would just keep coming down before the open or before the close, before earnings. And I wanted to make sure I kept some of the money. So all these levels meant something to me. Here's another that was support where it would get up to here and fail and come back down here. So these were all levels I was looking at. So it came down here and then it goes up and I think, I was waiting for it to get down in this area to double down. So it never made it all the way down there and went up. Then I'm bummed out, but it did hit that level of resistance and came back down for me. And right when it got down here, I said, screw it. It's at this level. I'm taking it. I'd already had it marked. I had my plan. So I doubled down right here. It came up. Then I'm up like 350 or so, 360 at that point. I should have not gotten greedy and I should have just taken it. But I thought, well, I still got a really good entry because I think at that point my average was about 230 or so. So it comes down here and I start getting out because I realize, okay, wait, if it gets down to here, now that was my second entry. So I got out right here. I fully got out. And then let's move this over because I think I played it one more time. Let's see. I may not have that. No, that was it. I just captured that 213.26 just on that trade. Now, in hindsight, sure, look at this. I got in at 224 originally and then added in, and it went all the way to 270 or 268. But you guys, you don't know that. You have no clue. This thing dropped at earnings, and I'll take you to the other account where I did screw it up and it dropped a lot because look here, it went from probably around 240 down to 226 and then finally made its way back up. And this was really choppy. There was a point where it was just super high spreads, $5. And so I would much rather play earnings safe. I'm going to do low share size, 25 to 50, because that's when I double down, but I always start at 25. And I'm going to take my profit, especially when I start getting to that $200 mark. That's enough for me. I don't need more than that. If I get it, fine, if it's easy, but I don't want to risk it. So I got out. So then I thought, okay, makes me feel good. I got 200 here. Now I'm going to go over to my day trading account and see if I can capture some more over there. That way, mentally, I don't lose the 200, even though technically I do. Okay, so I waited until towards the end of the day. I completely failed big time, miserably. It was high spreads. The candles were moving so erratically, but right in this area here, I just couldn't get in a groove. And you can see where it's trading in a range, but I could not see the range. I knew it was trading in a range, but I kept expecting it to break out and go up. So here's one thing I've learned. You cannot go into a trade expecting something. You have to read the price action. And I kept seeing a range, but I was being stupid and I was wanting it to be a trend, like go straight up. And it was stupid. So every time I would get up here, I tried to get it to break. And then it would get here, I try to get it to break. Don't do that. Just trade what you're seeing. And it even helps if you don't even know what the symbol is. Don't look at the symbol. Once you get a symbol up that you know you want to trade the chart, not what you think it should do, right? So everything was telling me what I should do, and I just ignored it. Well, I got so deep in the hole in this area. I can't even remember. It was like $268, I think, at one point I was down. And then right towards the end, I just said, oh my God, I cannot let this happen. So right here, I was down quite a bit actually. So let me see what I did here because then I moved over to this account. At this point, I went over to AXON in the Roth and took the 25 shares, thinking over there, thinking, well, it's fine. I'll just take that and let that go for now because I can't trade two at the same time. So right in here, I got in and got out right here. I was down a lot right here. And then I just thought I'm going to cut my share size way down to 10 because look, we shot up and then came way down. I did not know what this thing was going to do. So they announced earnings and I saw that they beat, but we dumped. I said, oh, forget it. I'm getting in. So I got in here for 10 shares And then we plummeted. This is where I was down about 200 something dollars. I was down here to begin with. Then I got down even more here. But I knew the earnings were good and I just held in. I didn't panic. I just read the news. Like, and even though this is coming down, I've done it so much now that I know that the people that got in earlier in the day were dumping their shares, and the people that wait possibly till this dump happens and get in, they're going to get in. This happened with AMD yesterday. So I just wrote it up and then I got out right there. And then I tried to get back in. I still was down quite a bit. So I got back in right here and got 30 more dollars right here, and it got me to 52.97. And I'll be honest, I was exhausted at that point. I just said forget it. All right, so let's go look at AXON. Now at that point I told you that I had left that. Actually, we got to go back to the Roth. All right, AXON ended up doing 130. This is the one where I had, right before I was going to go trade that last one, I decided to jump in right here for 25 shares. It was kind of baselining in here. It wasn't going up or down. I've never traded this company. I didn't know anything about it. I just looked back at past earnings to see what it had done typically. So I felt comfortable enough that I could just hold it in the Roth. So it came down right here and I just completely ignored it, went back over to ARM in that other account. And that was when it came way down and I was down. I think this one I told you I was down 560 bucks or so. And I thought, no, they had good earnings. It'll come back up, but I might have to wait till tomorrow. That's fine. It's the Roth IRA. This is where I don't care. So 25 shares, I don't overdo it. It goes way down. And then when I was on that other trade, I saw this on another screen. I had marked out the level that was my entry level on another chart. And I said, oh my gosh, it's past my entry level. So I jumped back over to this Roth IRA. And literally in this candle that I saw that it had pulled up past this level, I hit sell. And by the time my sell order was filled, it had jumped up and I made $130.31. So you guys, today was a lesson of some things you should not do. I got lucky on some things, but I also traded in a way that it's such low share size in their stocks that I would own, and I knew how long I might have to own them. And I managed my risk well as far as I'm concerned. So total all in all today, $425.28. Please let me know if you traded either of these and how you traded them and if you traded them well. And also let me know if you traded futures. I would love to know. I'm trying to get more and more into futures just to balance out my accounts and give me something to trade when maybe there isn't something running on ThinkOrSwim. I still want something to trade. All right, guys. Well, there's more earnings tomorrow, so I'll see you tomorrow.